we're live. That went
Yes,
quickly this time.
we're live.
It always seems to take ages. Okay.
Okay,
Hi, Danny. Brilliant. Okay.
we're-
Got people joining. That's lovely. Right. Okay. So, what we're talking about today. So, hi, Alex. So, Alan and I. Hi, Jerry. Yeah. Lovely to see you all. Yes, so Alan and I have done a few lives together now, haven't we, on different subjects. And we thought this would be a useful conversation to have because, and I guess one of the things to talk about is in different cultures we come from, then being vulnerable and open-hearted is looked at in different ways, particularly for males in some societies. So that would be also useful to talk to. So I guess, first of all, I would ask, what would you say, what is open-hearted living? What does that mean to you?
yeah, I'd say heartfelt living is a great concept, topic to talk about. It's very powerful. Um, we learn in our society that heartfelt living is sign of weaknesses. This is
Mm,
the first. Let's start from here. Um, it's the sign of like weakness, and you have to be a strong man to step up and to be strong enough to overcome your problems without crying or without these kind of symptoms that like it's normal that human being have it. So heartfelt living is different story when you change your perspective and start um, take this into your consideration, and there's just adapt this and practice this in your day-to-day life. So this is the foundation of self-worth, I think. And this is, you can just accept it as a kind of living, and you see that the word differently. That's my opinion about heartfelt living.
yeah.
This is not fear. I think this is no fear about it, and there's no weaknesses that you feel in your heart. Just you accept it, and then you have to feel and trust your emotions, and just go with the flow. Just if you're sad, you have to cry. If you have to do whatever you need, just to to overcome this. And I think the different in the society between the European people and Middle Eastern, they don't have this family tie that they teach us, like you have to do this and to be strong. So at the same time, the other good side about being strong, that you can overcome or all your problems. It takes time, but you can do it. So it's a trick between this playground, but um, heartfelt living with your values. You start having your self-worth. This is you change your perspective. What do you
Yeah.
think about it? In your culture, maybe it's different.
Yeah, I mean, it is, but not always. It's not always the case that if you're, well, man or woman, it's not always the case that, you can cry and let your emotions out. We are taught as a society as well, not so much, I guess, as in your culture, in Eastern cultures, that we should be strong. And particularly when you work in the corporate world, like I did, like you should work hard. You should, not be mental, not have mental health problems. You should always work hard. Don't have lunch hours. This is the corporate way of living. That lunch is for wimps. Work long hours. Don't stop moaning if if it's getting too hard for you. Don't have days off because you're sick. Fight
Yeah.
through it. That's what you should do. So there is a lot of ingrained sort of like just grin and bear it attitudes. But I think one of the main problems I come across as a confidence coach is that a lot of people, a lot of women, particularly that I deal with, have been hurt in the past. So they have opened their hearts. They've let somebody into their lives and given everything to them. They're given their heart away, and then they get hurt. They get crushed. And
Yeah.
so what they do is they close their heart back up. And I call it putting bars over your heart. And I did it myself. I closed myself right up because I just thought, well, I don't want anybody. Hello, bathroom guy. Nice
Hello,
to
hello,
meet
bathroom.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Um,
bathroom guy, his hidden
the
name. Yeah,
bathroom guy. Yes, that's his name. Yeah, so I closed up and I didn't want to get hurt again. So I thought, right, I won't let anybody near me. So if anybody started to, well, I always thought that if somebody knew me, they wouldn't like me anyway. So why would I
yeah.
want them in?
You
Because they're
put
bound to hurt me.
you put some boundaries to protect your inner self and inner peace.
Yes, but
You don't let.
I didn't have boundaries and I didn't really know any values, and I think that's where my life changed when I understood what I found was important to me. And it's important to me honesty, kindness,
Yeah,
um, and being nice to people. All these things are, and respect. Respect is one of my highest values I've discovered. Um,
yes. These kind of values in our society are non-negotiables. That
mhm.
this is what shape our identity. Respect the older people, respect like help the kids, help the older people. These kind of like values give us a great identity. I like that, to be
Yeah.
honest. But the to protect your inner self is different. So this is the difference between having these values, but at the same time, uh, discuss your thoughts and grow with them, grow with your emotions. So to make better decisions when life gets messy. So and put these boundaries that you already talked about. Put these boundaries to protect yourself in order just to grow and have this protection. Just
Mhm.
like these values shape you to give you different decisions, different choices, and you have sometimes to stand alone. So um, in our society, the community, the tradition of the family, like the bonding that we have, the different people is very nice.
Mhm.
Uh, help each other and also on, but this is not helping when you're standalone, especially when you quit your country. As an example, me, I came just standing alone, having these kind of challenges. So you didn't learn this when you're back home, like in your origin country. So this protection, this policy that you're talking about, boundaries.
Yeah.
So it's very important also. But
Mm.
sometimes you see this in the people, and then they are closed in themselves, and it's hard to negotiate or to participate with them because they are introvert. And you kind of guy that you came from different perspectives, different tradition, and you're extrovert. You have this community. Your family. So this is hard just to try to convince the people to start talking and sharing your problems with us, sharing their problems with you. So this is aligned with your decisions sometimes. So
Mm.
it's a good mix. It's a great challenges, but it's a good mix, especially for your self respect also.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, when you're living from your heart, I think you're staying, it's a matter of staying present. So being present with the person you're with. It's looking at the world as a mixture of good and bad, not, don't wear rose colored glasses, but don't always see the world as a really bad place either. We need to, just accept things as they are. Just be in the world and accept that you will have good days, you will have bad days, you will have people that are horrible to you, you will get hurt, but you just move through that. It's like moving through, like surfing, if you like. You're surfing the waves. Sometimes you're going to be up, sometimes you're going to be down. I think,
Uh,
question from the
um,
bathroom guy. We are too often taught to hide our pain. Yeah, it is not polite to express it in polite company. Yeah, we don't want to upset anyone. That's so true. So yes, we must stand alone. So yeah, so people will ask you, "How are you?" And we say, "Yeah, I'm fine," or "I'm good." And even if you're not, because the last thing that person wants to hear is, "Oh no, actually I'm having a really bad day. Let me tell you about my bad day." They're going to think, "Oh no, don't
yeah,
tell me about your bad day." But if you're asking that question, why ask somebody how they are if you're not interested in what the answer is?
yes. And I think when you start practicing your heartfelt living and be kind with people, this is your whole perspective change, because
Yes.
you start practicing this in your day-to-day life, and this is very changeable, because you'll be in their shoes one day, be
Yeah.
old guy, old man one day. You were before you were a kid, so you have to understand that the childhood, and then you have to talk to older people in a kind way. Like, you never know, because life is like a circle of circumstances, and there's a lot ups and downs, and you never know. Sometimes you need people, and you never know who, because
Mm.
you're in different countries, especially when you're in a different country. Sometimes you cannot expect this from your neighborhood, from your colleagues at work. So when you start practicing this, it's a changeable. It's very powerful, and I think, in my opinion, you build some resilience also. Resilience to self-respect, to adapt quickly, and just, it's hard. It's not easy to adapt it in your day-to-day life, but this is very helpful. Yeah. What do you think? Like, how to adapt these in your day-to-day life?
Yeah, so I try to live from a foundation of love, gratitude, and kindness. So I build that into my life as much as I can. That doesn't make me an angel. I still get angry sometimes. I still,
Yeah,
get fed up
for
with
sure.
people. But I try always to have um, love in my heart, which means smiling, being nice to people, which means looking out of my window and thinking this is a beautiful day, even if it's raining, there's something beautiful about it. And it's not cheesy and it's not um, weak. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it's okay. Somebody was at my
Yeah,
door. My husband's. um, yeah, sorry. Somebody just came to the door. My husband's
no problem, no problem.
shouting in the background.
So it's not a
Anyway, yes,
weakness.
yeah. So I try to always have love in my heart. I try to be kind and I try to live in gratitude. So to be grateful for where I am, to be grateful for all that I have in life. And that's not weak, it's not cheesy. It's a way of living which is really it's strong. I think you have to be brave to open up your heart as well, to let people get close to you and to build close friendships. But that doesn't mean that you're going to let
Oh, weak. Yeah.
people use you and take advantage of you. It actually means that people, I think, respect you more when you come across like that.
Yeah, this leads to the other idea that you are shared, that put boundaries and put limits, because you have to protect yourself, and that keep applying the heartfelt living in your day-to-day life. And your heart is not weak, your feelings are not weak, and you have to keep this energy safe in your heart, and or just maybe close your eyes one moment and just value your days, just live more boldly, more wild. Try, if you want. Life is too short, so if you want just to call, as an example, I call my dad, just tell him how much I love him out of no reason. Like sometimes, why you're telling me this? It was like, is there any reason just to share
Yeah.
our emotions? It's not
Yeah.
weakness. Why people judge this as a weaknesses? So it's a boundary. You have to put the boundary, but at the same time share what you think and what you feel. And it's not easy to do it, but it's not fake, you know. So it's
No.
not fake. You have to be honest. Just share whatever you feel, and it's not out of weaknesses, in my opinion. So you have to be ready all the time to protect it, to protect your inner self, but you to adapt your heart in your day-to-day life. This is how, at the end, you start understand people from different culture, different diversity, and this is what I'm doing in my life. This is leads me to another level of wisdom. I don't know if it's not ego for sure, but this is a level of wisdom that, okay, whatever it happens to me, whatever the problem is, I can treat myself in a good way, and even to explain to the people in
Mm.
honesty. Look, so you did that to me. I didn't like it. So you have to change this or whatever. So just be honest and communicate and discuss this with your partner, with your colleague, with your friends and family, whatever, whoever are your surrounding. What do you think about like the honesty game?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think always be honest, always tell, because this is what we do. One of the things we do when we're in a relationship is we expect our partner to understand what's wrong with us. So, you know, when we're upset, we just expect them to know what we need. And people aren't mind readers. You have to say, look, you know, you and without playing the blame game. So you don't say, "You've done this to me,
Yeah,
and now I'm upset. You've upset me." You say, "When you did that, this is how I felt, and I would in future prefer it if we did it this way." Or, you know, if you want to speak to me, if you say it in a much calmer way and don't talk to me when you're angry. And the last thing you need to do, you should be doing, is shouting at your partner. And particularly, I've come across people in the past that have had rows and then their partner has gone to work and they've never seen them again because something's happened to them. They've had a car crash, and this actually has happened. So the last thing you want is to have a row and then find that it's too late. You can't ever say sorry.
yeah,
So let anybody walk out the door on an argument. Um, I used to be a very, because I was going through a bad period, I was depressed, I had toxic marriages and relationships, as I've said before. I was very angry for a
I think
while.
the internet guides. So
Are you
let's wait
okay?
to join us again.
Oh, am I not
So we're
here?
talking about the heartfelt living and how it goes in your day-to-day life. So the bathroom guy, what's your name? Sorry, you can share your name just to tell you to reply to your idea. We need to reclaim the right to feel. I always.
Can I
It's a human, not
can
an
I just check
imposition.
who
Yes,
can you?
correct, 100%.
Alan clearly can't hear me.
Uh, I
Can
think also boundaries don't block love,
can people hear me or
protect
Alan?
it.
Can you let me know?
So um, they teach people how to treat you and how to start respect your how they start to respect you. This is the boundaries that protect love is not and not harming it. And this is define who are you and how people who are the people that they can um, who
Oh,
are the
okay.
people that they can be in your network or
Mm.
just specify the people around you and to choose what people you need in your life. And Sue, yeah, I can see you, Sue.
You can
Let
see
me
me
add you
now. Can
again
you
if
hear me? Can you
possible.
hear me now? Can you hear me?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure if you can hear me or?
Mm, so that was the ideas, that your heart is not weak. You have just to feel this and adapt it in your day-to-day life. Uh, Something happened about what?
Yeah.
Um, okay, so I think we're good for now.
Are we? Can you see
Uh,
me? I mean, can you hear me?
so something happened with the connection. I'm not sure.
Two different.
So
It
it's good
does, doesn't it?
to go.
Um,
If you have any questions, you have something to add, let me know in the chat. And in my opinion, it's very, the topic is very interesting, and having a lot of discussion is good and good to share it. We can share also examples of emotional burnout, people pleasing or staying silent too long, and how boundaries you could have it to change this outcome. This is you have to reflect uh, into your uh, into your uh, into your thoughts, and then um, just reflect again and test yourself to see what result you have. Okay, let's do it again, Sue. We will be back soon.
okay, right. Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was talking a lot about the self love and yeah, the love, the boundaries. Yeah,
Okay. We've only got about 10 minutes left anyway. So
yeah, yeah. But it's two videos now, generating two videos for
it
live.
will do. Yeah. This will be a new
Yeah.
video. So,
So I was talking about the boundaries and don't block love. So they protect it. So you have to respect yourself and to choose the people around you. They love you and they appreciate and they respect you. So this is way uh, to teach yourself and teach people the level of respect, and you choose your surroundings wisely in order to change the outcome. And if you're not feeling well about your your relations or whatever you want to define it, so you have to reflect and start thinking again about your choices of people. This was
yeah.
the last ideas I'm talking about before
Yeah.
connection
Before we
is.
cut off, I could hear you actually, but I was trying to figure out how to get back on. But I could hear you talking. But yeah. And what happens if you, so especially for somebody who is emigrating to another country and comes from a completely different culture, so in your situation, and you're not accepted, and people, because this happens a lot in America, it happens here in the UK, that people, there's kind of a them and us attitude, and it is racism at the end of the day, let's say it. um, how do you live with an open heart and knowing that maybe the person you're working with doesn't like you just because you look different to them?
Yeah, it's very hard
Mm,
to be honest. It's very hard to adapt this. Especially you have to prove to the people around you that you're worth, like you have your worth, and you have to give them an added value. So
yeah,
when you give them these added value, they start trusting you. So when you're trusting you and you protect your boundaries and protect yourself, this is how you value yourself. And the same time, giving this to people, you have to prove to them your value in order to change their perspective about you. So it's very hard. It's
mm,
not easy to to adapt this theory, but I faced a lot of not racism, but you're you're different. Like you're different from us.
yeah.
You're Lebanese. I
It's
heard this.
tribal. Yeah, it's tribal. You're not one of us. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard this. You're Lebanese, the third world countries. They
Yeah.
said like it's not the, it's not the first, and it's not a great country, like big and strong country. It's very small,
We
small.
probably would be a strong a country rather, if people didn't keep bombing it all the time.
Yeah, yeah, sure. But I have a lot of Lebanese friends. They immigrate and they quit the country,
Mm.
and they are really successful in their life, and they're in different fields, doctors, engineers, and really, you cannot tell them you are Lebanese. You have to be proud, even if you are like sometimes between you and yourself, like in inner self, you're like Lebanese, weak or whatever. You go out from a small country, but you have to admit that the Lebanese people are strong because they have all these crises and the problems that they got in their country, and they get out from their comfort zone, and they prove to the world that they are worth, especially in different fields, in different worldwide. So even famous people are, some of them are like Lebanese, that they prove to the people that they worth. So yeah, I heard a lot of different diversity. They told me that you're Lebanese, and so I think they take they take a bad idea about us as Lebanese, and the struggles and the problems that they have in our country. So it's different point of view. I don't
Yeah.
know in Europe if they are Lebanese there for sure. In UK, how the people see them as immigrants, or
No, mostly the UK is a very diverse country. We are we have been since really for a long time. We've been very multicultural, and we do embrace all sorts of cultures. But there is a small element, which unfortunately is getting bigger, that say no, these people shouldn't be in our country. It should only be for us. I personally don't believe in borders anywhere. I think the world is ours. We shouldn't say this is mine, this is yours, you stay over there, you're different. I think the more we integrate and mingle and learn about each other, the better the world is going to be anyway. um I don't I don't think that one country should have more than another country just because it's in a better position either. I think that
yeah,
everybody should have the same resources. But that is kind of, a maybe, I don't know, a dream, a fantasy, but maybe it would come about one day. But this is the point of the open-hearted living, is that
yeah,
we create that atmosphere. We could live as one because we are all the same.
yeah. That accept
Every single person, if you cut them open, they'll have red blood. I hope, unless they're
yeah
an alien and they
accept
come into.
different accept the diversity, and accept
Yes.
different people, and be kind to everyone, because you never know that everyone has a different struggle, and every person going through a hard time and
Yeah.
have its own story, its own
Yeah.
struggles. Yeah,
Yeah.
so this is what, like, they lead us back to our main topic, like be kind, and live with gratitude, and be heartfelt living. So it's a really nice topic to discuss. There's a lot of exchanging ideas, especially when you protected your peace and staying with your own value. And sometimes it costs you a lot of energy, time, and this is something that your values, like, it's not negotiable.
Hmm.
It doesn't mean that you're a closed mind. You
No.
have to be open minded, but to keep these values for you is something good, to respect people, and just to self love and heartfelt living. And yeah, it's not weaknesses at all. This The main idea is not weaknesses. Love is not a weak point, and you have to know that you shouldn't block your own love, and your boundaries might protect it, and just you have to choose the people around you.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh, to respect you and just to go another level of relations.
Yes, yes. I was going to say something then, it's just gone out of my head. Oh, yes, with May being the Mental Health Awareness Month, as we now move into June, it I think it would be a good idea to have June, like bring an element of bring more kindness, if you like, into our lives in June. So having moved from Mental Health Awareness Month, what are we going to do with that? What are we going to do with that awareness now? Well, let's try and be kinder and more compassionate, both to ourselves, because we're very hard on ourselves, but to other people as well. So before we finish off, let me just explain that we had a bit of a technical
Yeah.
issue when the the live broke down in the middle. And so we had to come out and go back into a new live. So there will be two different videos. So this video will start off like at the end of the first video. So you might have to watch the two together. So apologies for the technical disruption.
2 parts of the video.
Part one and part two. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got through it. We got mild panic, but we got through it.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's very nice to discuss this topic with you. I
it's
was very
It's
excited.
always nice to talk to you. And thank you to the people that came back in again and managed to find us. It's very kind.
Yeah, thank you
uh,
for them.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So I will figure this out and put both
Right.
videos up. I don't know how to meld them into one, so there'll have to be two.
Yeah,
So
I think we have just to put part 1, part 2, just to define it for the people, and it
I'll
happened.
I'll explain. Okay. Well, it's lovely talking to you.
It's
And
lovely talking to you. Thank you.
enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you to everybody that was
Thank you. Thank you, joining us.
Cheers then. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.